If your kitchen looks fine but feels frustrating, cluttered counters, awkward layouts, nowhere to prep or eat, hate to say it, but you've cooked yourself into a design mess in. Most guys don't think kitchen design matters until the fridge door blocks the oven or your renovation starts draining your bank account. The truth is, the best way to avoid costly design errors is simple. Know the most common ones and don't commit them. This isn't about aesthetics. It's about function, flow, and finally fixing the stuff you've just been living with. Let's cut through the chase and fix the 10 worst kitchen design mistakes and not waste thousands fixing what could have been done right the first time. Bad measurements. If your plan is to just eyeball it and hope the cabinets fit, stop right there. Inaccurate measurements are the fastest way to burn money on a kitchen that doesn't work. One wrong number and suddenly your fridge doesn't fit, the sink is off center, or the dishwasher can't open without slamming into a wall. And no, wedging it in and hoping for the best isn't a strategy. Rule of thumb: if it doesn't fit, don't force it. And it's not just about getting everything into a space, it's also about how they move inside it. You need clearance space. Cabinet doors, oven doors, and refrigerator doors must all open completely without colliding with one another or with you. You don't want to be in a daily fistfight with your kitchen. The National Kitchen and Bath Association recommends at least 42 inches of clearance between opposing cabinets and appliances in a one-cook kitchen, and 48 inches if you expect two people to be in there at once. Following those guidelines, along with your local building codes, isn't overkill. It's just smart. Remember, measure everything twice. Then measure the swing paths. Then measure again. It's time-consuming, but way cheaper than replacing an $800 countertop that suddenly won't align. Next mistake? It's what happens when you measure everything, but still set the layout up like a traffic jam. Collision course. Most kitchen headaches come down to one thing: a bad layout. A kitchen isn't supposed to feel like rush hour traffic, but that's exactly what you get when the layout is built without thinking through movement. That's because layout isn't just about what fits, it's about how it all works together. Poor layouts lead to appliance collisions, blocked walkways, and daily frustration you just learn to live with, until you're boxed in by your open dishwasher and can't reach the sink. These aren't design quirks, they're layout failures. A lazy layout punishes you every time you try to cook. Start with the basics. The kitchen work triangle, your fridge, stove, and sink should form a triangle that allows you to move freely between them without obstacles. It's old school, but still works. Then look out for 90-degree conflicts, two doors, drawers, or appliances facing each other at a right angle with no space between them. If they open at the same time, they hit. Want a quick win? Go with a counter-depth fridge. It's flushed with the cabinets and gives your layout room to breathe. And if you're cutting corners, literally, without proper corner fillers or spacing, you're just building frustration into the design. Which brings us to the part where your kitchen starts looking clean, but functions like a mess. No storage strategy. Too many kitchens are built around the idea of just get more cabinets, but without a real storage strategy, all you're doing is organizing chaos. Good storage starts with taking inventory. What do you actually own? What do you actually use? Your storage should reflect your habits, not just how you think you'll live. If you only cook 3 times a week and own 10 frying pans, something's off. Every appliance, pan, and tool should have a home, and not just shoved wherever it fits and be left to collect dust. A smart cabinetry setup isn't about quantity. It's about use. Think pull-out drawers for heavy cookware, dividers for cutting boards, vertical storage for baking sheets. Avoid the urge to go heavy on open shelving or clear glass cabinetry. It looks clean on Instagram, but in real life it exposes every bad decision you've ever made in a grocery aisle. If it's not something you'd proudly display every day, don't design your kitchen around showing it off. Let's shift to the mistake that messes with your space before you even notice it, and it all comes down to color. Undertone fail. Ever walk into a kitchen that technically matches but still feels weirdly off? That's probably an undertone issue. Every color has a hidden temperature. White isn't just white. It's warm white, cool white, yellowish white. Same with grays, browns, even black. When those undertones clash, the whole space feels mismatched, like you picked materials on sale without checking if they work together. The trap is that finishes often look fine on their own: tile, cabinets, flooring. But together, they compete. Spotting undertones takes experience, and most guys don't have time to analyze color swatches under 5 types of lighting. That's why even a quick consultation with a designer can save you from expensive mismatches. When the tones align, the whole kitchen feels intentional, even if it's simple. Let's keep going, because a good color palette means nothing if you ignore the bones of your space. Ignoring architecture. Design isn't just about what you add, it's also about what's already there. Oftentimes, most kitchens feel awkward because they ignore the architecture of the space. That includes windows, doorways, ceiling beams, trim, and any other fixed elements. You can't fight the structure, you have to work with it. When cabinets crowd a window, or a pendant light cuts across a ceiling beam, it throws the whole space off visually and functionally. The biggest offender? Overlapping or getting way too close to these built-in details. You end up with upper cabinets suffocating a window frame, or trim that suddenly ends mid-wall because someone didn't bother adjusting the design. These things might seem small on paper, but in the finished space, they make the kitchen feel cheap and cramped. A polished kitchen layout accounts for every beam, ledge, and line. Everything feels intentional. Before we move on, quick question. What's the most surprisingly annoying thing about your kitchen right now? Not the big stuff, the little detail that gets under your skin every day. Drop it in the comments. I guarantee someone else is dealing with the same thing, no matter how trivial it may seem. Crown molding misfire. Here's a classic rookie move. Designing your cabinets all the way up to the ceiling. Then realizing you forgot to leave space for crown molding. The result? A weird gap at the top or awkward trim that looks like it was slapped as an afterthought. The fix is simple, but it has to be done early. If you're planning to use crown molding, factor in that height from the start. Leave enough space between the top of the cabinets and the ceiling, about 2 to 3 inches, so the molding can sit cleanly without looking crammed or clipped. When it's done right, it finishes the kitchen with a clean transition. When it's not, it just looks like you forgot the last step and ran out of budget. And if you're going for that full ceiling height look, just build it in from the start. Or skip the molding altogether and go modern minimal. Just don't do both. Coming up, the kitchen island mistake that looks impressive until you actually try to use it. The island trap. On paper, a kitchen island sounds like the ultimate upgrade. Extra storage, more counter space, maybe even a spot to eat. But in practice, the wrong island in the wrong place will wreck your entire kitchen. Too big, and it clogs the room. Too close to key zones, and you're constantly sidestepping it like furniture in a crowded apartment. The kitchen is a work zone first, and anything that blocks movement is a design fail. It's not just about size, it's about spacing. That includes the distance between your island and the sink, the range, and other appliances. As mentioned earlier, you need at least 42 to 48 inches of clearance on all sides. Otherwise, you're creating a bottleneck that turns cooking into a cramped, frustrating experience. A kitchen island should support flow, not fight it. If you have to squeeze past it every day, it's not functional. It's furniture in the way. Even worse than a bad island? A countertop you can't even use because it's covered in appliances. Let's talk about surface space. Counter space crisis. This is my pet peeve. Kitchens with nowhere to actually prep food. You'd be surprised how many guys drop serious money on fancy appliances and finishes, only to end up with 2 sad feet of usable counter space. The countertop isn't decorative, it's prime real estate. If you want something that holds up over time, go for quartz. It's low maintenance, durable, and looks clean without trying too hard. And if you've ever tried to chop vegetables while dodging a toaster, blender, and air fryer, you already know exactly how frustrating that is. The main issue? Too many appliances, not enough planning. Everyone wants the trendy stuff: a double oven, standalone cooktop, countertop espresso machine. But all of it eats into the workspace. A freestanding range saves more room. Your microwave doesn't need to sit on the counter. Design for how you actually cook, not just how you want it to look. A good kitchen should make things easier, not more annoying. But don't overlook the small stuff. The little details can quietly wreck your kitchen's functionality. Overlooking the details. The small stuff matters more than you think. Misplaced outlets, blocked vents, and awkward light switch placements can quietly ruin a kitchen that otherwise looks great. Make sure switches aren't hidden behind doors or drawers, and outlets are placed where your appliances actually go, not just wherever was convenient during the build. High traffic zones like your coffee station or toaster corner should have easy access to power. Also, don't forget to plan for trash and recycling. It's one of the most used zones in the kitchen, but the most forgotten in design. And never, ever block vents just to make something look clean. These little choices don't just affect convenience, they affect how your kitchen works every day. Keep switches out of collision zones. No one wants to accidentally kill the lights while opening a drawer. Now, let's fix the mindset that costs guys the most. Skipping the pros. Look, there's a difference between installing a shelf and remodeling a kitchen. Trying to wing it with YouTube tutorials and vibes is a great way to end up with crooked cabinets and regret. Professional designers don't just make it look good. They know the order of operations, the building codes, and how to avoid every mistake on this list. Design isn't just about taste. One wrong move and you're either over budget, reordering parts, or worse, living with a permanent mistake. If you're on a budget, you don't have to hire a full-service design team. Even a one-time consultation with a kitchen designer can save you thousands by preventing dumb mistakes. They'll help you pick timeless materials, layout fixes, and guide your budget toward what actually matters. If you found value in this one, you'll love this next video.